Hi everyone, Rory from Data Spinners and Those Dynamics guys. Today I clearly have far too much time on my hands and I'm going to do a thing that I've been doing with my mum actually. So she said to me that it'd be good to get like a daily reminder about to take her tablets. So what I'm going to do is to begin with show you how to do just a daily recurrence and we'll do it as an email, but I actually send it to her as a text. And then we're going to kind of move it on a little bit because I just thought it'd be much more fun to have it with a kind of random proverb every day, like a rolling stone gathers no moss, you know, all those sorts of things. So we'll see how that goes. So okay, so we're going to jump straight into flow, which is somewhere around here. This is the basic one. We're going to go create from blank. What I'm going to do is just pretend to send it as an email. So I'm going to do, I never use this thing, I just do search for triggers and then do recurrence up the top. And where is it? There it is, down there. Good. And every 1 day, show advanced options at these hours. And I'm going to do it at just, let's say it's 7 o'clock or whatever, 6 o'clock. Then it's going to only do it once. It's going to run at that time, and then this is what it's going to do. Now what we'll do is to begin with, we'll just do it as a send emails thing. So we'll do Office 365 Outlook, and we are going to do, oh, do you know, I just put send email. Okay. Send an email. Clearly it won't be that. It's actually going to be a text. So to Rory at dataspinners.co.uk. So then we'll actually be able to see what's going on. Subject: take your tablets. You know that you really need to. So that is it really. So take mum, take your tablets, please. So hi mum, you know that really need to. Okay, so that's good. So we'll do save on that. Obviously it's going to send it to me, and we're going to go test eventually once it's finished saving. Okay, it's now saved, so I'm going to go test. I'll perform the trigger action, save and test, and then we get to run the flow. In fact, it's just done it already, which is a bit weird. Wasn't expecting that. So I'll go done. Your flow ran successfully, and we can see that it actually sent me an email to Rory at dataspinners.co.uk. I'm kind of expecting it. Yeah, there we are. Popped up on the left. So that is the simple version of it. Now that flow would run. You'd actually be able to see the flow is currently on. So that would actually run at 6 o'clock and so on. Now what I want to do is I want to extend this, and I would like to have a random proverb that runs every time that we do it. So this is actually it's kind of advanced actually. So you can just stop at this point or you can carry on. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I did manage to find a website the other day, so I'm just going to pause the video and go and have a look for this website where it's just got a load of proverbs. But what we're going to do is we're actually going to pull it out using PowerQuery, which should be quite cool. So here we go. So I'm on the website here, and I've got 150 common English proverbs with meanings and examples. I had intended to do just 100 of them, but I might as well do 150. Now I did have an experiment earlier on where I tried to connect to this list from Excel, but it didn't work very well. So the better way of doing this is literally just do a straight copy and paste. So I'm just going to whiz down to the bottom, get the 150th 1, copy that, and then I'm going to go into Excel here, go onto our desktop app, and we're going to do new, and there we are, into a new spreadsheet. I'm just going to paste it in, and just need to insert a little row here, and then I'm going to call it field because I don't really need this information. I'm just going to change the font a little bit, and I'm going to do Control A to select everything, Control T to turn it into a table. I'll OK that, and then it's happy. So I'll call it Proverbs, but I probably won't be using this table. Proverbs 1, and I want to go to data, then I want to go to from table range, and what we're going to do here is we're just going to extract the proverb and nothing else. So here we go. There's there it is there. Now what I'm going to do is, just so I can see what's going on, I am going to duplicate this column, which I need to go on to add column, duplicate column, and I am going to split the column. So I just need to go onto there, split column. The delimiter I'm going to use is going to be a dot, because that gives me 1 dot, 2 dot, etc. So it should get the job done. I'm going to go leftmost delimiter here. Then what I'm going to do is I am going to change the type, because what that will do is it'll error in this area, in this place here, and then we can remove the errors and we should be good to go. So what we're going to do is I am going to do the data type as being a whole number. So place current, that's fine. We get some errors there, and I need to go to the home tab, remove rows, remove errors. That should give us a kind of run from 1 through to 150, which is what we're after. Then I'm going to delete this item here. Oh, just going to delete that field. I'm going to call it proverb number, and I'm going to do proverb. I'm going to call it. Okay, that's good, and I should be able to just close and load that. And the plan is to pop that up into SharePoint, and we will do our flow from there. So I'm going to go close and load. Good, so we've got that, and what we need to do now is I need to export it, but first of all I need to just grab the site that I want to actually put this list into, so just bear with. Okay, we're back in, and I now need to do the export. So you only really have one option, which always seems a bit strange. So export table to SharePoint list. I'm going to paste in the site that I'm interested in, and the name is going to be called Proverbs. Proverbs. Now, do need to be careful with this. I absolutely hate with a passion using the title field. So I'm just going to cancel that, because they always, the title field for a SharePoint list is just really awkward to use. I really can't stand it. So I can see why they have it, but I don't like it. So so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to edit that. I'm going to pop a little title thing in there and see if I can actually get away with it working properly. It doesn't always work. So I'm going to insert, add column, custom column. It doesn't really matter what I do. Equals. So the title. Custom column is called title, and it's going to equal. I'm going to do quote a quote, and then we'll go OK on that. I'll move that across there, and undo home, close and load. And I should be good to go on that. So I'm going to go export again. export data, Sharepoint list. Hopefully I've still got that. No, I haven't pasted it. So hold on a tick. So in the site name goes, the table is going to be called Proverbs. Let me go next. Just shows you how hard all this sort of stuff is, but that's life anyway. So I will go, yeah, it's recognised the title as being a text field, so I'm kind of hoping that's just going to work. Because sometimes it'll do things like it'll use the proverb thing and it'll call it title, and it's just horrid. So I'll go finish on that. So it'll start doing it down the bottom. So it's adding all those records in, so it looks like it's going to get through it pretty quick. And I will be able to make use of that real soon. So why on earth did we do this? Well, we did it because we wanted a list in Sharepoint that contained all of those proverbs. So there we go. Proverb, brilliant. You can see title has got that. Whereas if I hadn't put that field called title in, it would have used proverb as being the field with title, which is unhelpful. So if I go to, I don't need to do anything too special on this. I specifically wanted to use proverb number rather than the ID field, just in case you ever wanted to change something. So that was the idea. So what I'm going to do now is I now need to move into kind of flow land and soup up my flow so that it picks a proverb between 1 and 150 and then sends a bespoke text out to my mum, or email in this case, with a random proverb. How important is that? Certainly very useful in business. So the first thing I'm going to do is to create a variable in here, which actually is surprisingly easy. So if I go insert, add an action, and then I do, it's called initialize variable, initialize variable, and it'll come up in a sec. There we are, initialize variable. So this is where you actually create a variable. You can actually change the variable as you go along, but anyway, this is let's call it proverb. Let's call it random proverb. Random proverb. Okay, and it's going to be an integer, and the value is going to be an expression, and it is rand, and it's between 1 and 150. And what we can do with that, enter initial value. I think I may have made a mistake. Oh no, I just need to OK it. Okay, there we are. Rand, and in my email, what I can do is, just so we know that it's actually working, we can actually, in fact, we might need to wrap this in. Yeah, we may need to do this. I think initially I'll just show you that it is as a string, because that way we can actually put it into this random proverb thing, and then I can test it and then show that it actually comes through with a random number between 1 and 50. So if I go test on that, I'll perform the trigger action, save and test. What we'll see is it'll actually run, which is great. Go done on that. We'll see it run real quick, and then you actually see on the email thing it says 134, so it selected that just then, and if we were to run it again, it'll do another random number, and I've just come off it. So more run now, run float, go done, and we'll see that it will also run and do a different random number. Okay, so we're going to edit that, and we're going to go on to initialize variable. This time we don't want a string, it's going to get upset with this, so I will just come off there, and I'm going to change this to be a number, integer. Good. And then what I need to do now is I need to do a get rows. I need to look at that 150 items, and I need to pick one of them using my random number. So here we go, buckle up. So we are going to go to add an action, we're going to do get items, and it's in a Sharepoint, and if I hit the drop down, I know it's in my products. There we are, products, and it'll give me my Sharepoint list name, which is Proverbs. Good. Now I will need, because I go beyond 100, it actually only gets 100 to begin with, so you have to kind of trick it into taking more than getting more than 100. So it will, you need to turn the pagination on and then do max items to retrieve, let's just say 500, but in actual fact there's 150, so we should be okay. That's good. And then what we're going to do is we're going to show advanced option, because we actually want to filter this, filter query, and so this is interesting because it didn't want to actually offer us this random proverb, but we'll give that a go anyway. So what we're going to do is filter query, and we need to get the right syntax for filtering this down. Essentially we just want one item. So if you jump back onto our list itself, we've got this field called proverb number, which is a number field, and I'm going to use that as to create the condition. So go in there, and if you can see, you can just about see the syntax that you need to use. So I've got proverb number, and it's this EQ thing. There is a place where it's kept, but I'm not too sure. So proverb number EQ random proverb, and that should be okay. But of course we haven't actually told it to do anything once it's sort of found this. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to test this now, just test that it's just not broken anything, and just see what it sort of pumps out. So I'm going to go test on that. Okay, perform the treasure action, save and test. We will get an email, but it's not going to be very special. Done. Yeah, flow run failed. Thank you. Interesting. Okay, so I've worked out what the error is, and what it is that although it's a random function, it doesn't actually spit out a random number, it actually spits out a piece of text. And so what you need to do on that is go onto the expression, you go onto there, you need to type in int, and that's going to convert our string into a number. And so I'm going to update that, which means that if we hit the test on this, I'll perform the trigger action here, and I'll go test on there, and we go run flow, and it'll be nice and happy, and we go done. So it'll be happy. This will be interesting here because we initialized the variable. We can see it's 55 that was going for, so we should be able to see in here that it only looks at 55, and easy come, easy go. So that's quite neat. And what I want to do here now is I'm kind of on the home run here, so what I want to do is edit this on the get items. It's like wonderful, great, you've got the items, but you've got to do something with that. So what I'm going to do is on my email here, I'm going to see what extra options I get, which is brilliant. So I am just going to do, let's just type in proverb. There's my proverb, and we'll go OK on that. Yeah, I thought it would do. I thought it needed an apply to each, because theoretically, although we pick out one, so it's pulling out the value from this, and essentially, if we had lots of things that we'd actually gathered, and if our list actually had 10 items with a number of 55, then in theory it would send out 10 emails, but of course that isn't the case. So what we can do on that is on this send an email thing, we've got this proverb thing that's going on here, and if we save that and then we test it, waiting for it to save, and we go test, and then I'll perform the trigger action, see which one we get this time, and then run the flow, and go done on that. and that is that was really quick actually. It came up on my phone. I know you can't see that, but but it came up with a fool and his money are soon parted. Yeah, so you can see this is right up my street, this sort of thing. It's making me smile already. Okay, so actually we've done it. You know, as far as I'm concerned, we've done it. Really, we can mess around with the with, you know, how we construct our email and so on, but we've actually done all of the hard work here. Now in my case, I use a Twilio connector so that my mum gets a so that she actually gets a proper text, and she was telling me last night that she, even if she hasn't, you know, she always picks up her phone, so she always knows that she's going to get this text through. But obviously now it's going to be a bit more amusing, so she's probably more likely to take her tablets at the exact right time, because I'm just kind of thinking she's probably going to actually go looking to see what the proverb of the day is. So this has been quite neat actually. I did not know when I started this out would not be able to do it, but I did. And so this has been a good little learning experience. I hope you've enjoyed it. You know, please like, share, all those sorts of things. And I'll see you again soon with another Fun with Flow. Maybe, maybe not. Cheers. Thanks everyone. Bye.